Hey guys, what's going on? My name's Akil, and I managed to watch Amsterdam, guys. This is going to be another catch-up review, and I gotta say that just like yesterday's movie that I watched, Wendell and Wild, this was not the greatest film in the world. Is it better than Wendell Wild? Yes, definitely. But it's unfortunately yet another disappointing movie, I'm not gonna lie. So, without further ado, let's just jump right into this. And for my pre rating score, I'm gonna say that Amsterdam is an okay movie, guys. Unfortunately, it's an okay movie, not the greatest thing in the world. I was thinking of being a good movie. Or should I say, I was actually thinking of calling it a good movie, but no, it's actually an okay movie. So there's that. Now, the story of this movie involves three friends: a doctor, a lawyer, and a nurse, and they find themselves in a crazy situation. And this actually kind of happened. Well, as the movie says, that the trailer says as well, a lot of this actually happened. So there are some people in this movie that maybe exist, some people that don't exist, but still, it's a very interesting and unique story, and it's directed by David O. Russell, and it has a great cast, and that's all I can really say without spoiling too much. So there's that. Now, in terms of the positives of the movie, I have to say the acting is by far the best part of this movie. No matter what you say about this movie, you can't deny the acting in this movie is pretty damn good for the most part. Everyone gave it their all. Everyone knew what they were doing. Christian Bale, my guy, he's always amazing. I mean, I love him as Batman. I loved him in Ford v Ferrari. I loved him as Cole, even though he was wasted. And he's great here too. Between the three David O. Russell movies that I've seen, between this American Hustle and Silver and not Silver Linings Playbook, The Fighter, I would have to say this might be my favorite performance from him. I don't know why. It just felt like different and unique for him to play. A very quirky character. Like American Hustle, he had that vibe to him as well, but there he felt more flashy. Fighter, he felt more like gritty and real. Here, he felt very quirky and witty, and I like that about him. So there's that. But all the acting was great. Margot Robbie, John David Washington. I mean, the list just goes on and on. It's great to see Rob De Niro in a movie like this with a great cast. And there's a scene towards the end that just was awesome because there's so many great actors in one room, so many people that I admire, so many people that I've grown to admire and will continue to admire. So there's that. And it's nice to see John David Washington in a movie that isn't like Tenet, a big spectacle blockbuster. So there's that. Now, another positive was the directing. I thought David O. Russell did a great job directing this movie. There's some really great shots, some really cool shots, but nothing that blew my mind in terms of directing. But I thought the directing, in terms of positives that I would think about for this movie, was that the directing was very good. And finally, for positives, I thought some of the characters were interesting. And that's all I have to say about positives, guys. This movie was not the greatest thing in the world because now we get onto the negatives. And right off the bat, this movie has pacing issues. The pacing in this movie is not the best. It feels very slow for the most part, but there are times that it felt like it was very intriguing that you're so wrapped up to it, but at times it did feel quite slow. Another thing is that, speaking of the pacing, it is a bit boring. I wouldn't say it's like totally boring or uninteresting compared to like When and Wild, which I saw yesterday. But anyway, this was a definite step up in terms of the quality compared to yesterday's movie, but it still felt a bit boring. And finally, there's a bit too many characters in this movie. My main issue nowadays, no matter how old or new the movie is if there's a lot of characters that are totally unnecessary, whether it's love interest, side characters, or characters just there to be there for the sake of being there and to have the name on the poster, which in this case, there's a bunch of them that I felt didn't really need to be there, kind of wasted, which is sad, but still, some characters did not need to be there in this movie, guys. Like, why was Taylor Swift in this movie? Anyone could have played that part. I mean, she did a part fine enough, but she wasn't even in the movie as much as I thought she would be. But anyway, also speaking of that, and not being in the movie as much as I thought they would be, everyone was in the movie as much as I thought they would be. So it's opposite to what I say about Taylor Swift, but really what I'm trying to say, guys, is that because there's so many people, you would think that it wouldn't feel like it would all come together. But I personally thought that it did in terms of balancing everyone. That part didn't feel messy. What did kind of throw me off is that some characters did not need to be there. The story and what they played to the story, yeah, they didn't need to be in this movie, guys, at all. It didn't feel messy. It just felt like take them out, it could have been better. But they added more to it, which was unnecessary. Again, not messy, just too much. for the characters. So yes, I guess you could say it's messy, but still not like super bloated mess and all that. But overall, guys, Amsterdam is a decent Woodle film. David O. Russell did his thing. He tried, but as a final score, I'm going to give Amsterdam a 6 out of 10. I'm disappointed, but we are not done with the catch-up reviews, guys. So we'll continue on that disappointment because I still have to see Moonfall, Morbius. I still want to see Lightyear. I still want to see Born. And I still really want to see The Survivor. And Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio movie's coming out tomorrow. So I probably see that as well. But anyway, guys, that's my review for Amsterdam. What did you think about this movie? Also, what is your favorite all-star cast movie and what's your favorite David O. Russell film? Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. My name's Akil, otherwise known as the Comic Director, and I'm signing out.